Hi and welcome back to Normski TV, doing another transfer daily. And yes, things seem like they're starting to move now. We've got in the car now, we've switched on the engine, and it looks like Arsenal are about to start making some kind of progress with regards to transfers. And there's a lot happening today. And just to start off with, yesterday I spoke about Ben White, I spoke about Madison, and obviously there's been some more developments today with regards to especially Ben White and Lukongo. It looks like Arsenal are very much interested in both these players. Charles Watts from goal.com has obviously reported on this, and Charles Watts is a very reliable source. He writes for the Arsenal, so it's worth taking note what he says. And basically, it looks like things are basically taking off now with regards to Arsenal and their transfers for this summer. They are pushing now to try and get some deals done. First of all, let's talk about the Ben White situation where they had a bid rejected from Brighton for £40 million, but it looks like Arsenal will go back in again with a second improved bid, probably around about 45 million. They are pretty much confident that they will get this deal done. It looks like Ben White wants to come to the Arsenal. He's told friends and told his teammates that, this is something that he would like to do. It's obviously an upgrade on where he's at the moment. And he's 23 years old, young defender, currently with the England squad, and right-footed defender. And as I said, spoke about him yesterday. And Arsenal are very, very much serious about getting him to the Emirates. And listen, if we do bring him in, I spoke about this a couple of days ago. What does this mean for William Saliba? He's obviously come back from a loan spell, having a great loan spell at Nice. He's back now with the Arsenal. And I suppose when you're kind of spending that kind of money on a player of Ben White's caliber, are we saying that William Saliba is not going to really have a chance to, make his way in the Arsenal? But I think, Arsenal are going to give him a chance in terms of pre-season. I'm hoping and praying to God that he will end up staying at Arsenal and actually playing for them. If that doesn't happen, then, there are suitors out there that want him. I don't know if Arsenal put a price tag on him, but, he's still young. I think he's only 19. So he's very young, 19, 20. So, in terms of his price ceiling, there's so much going for him. But as I said, I'm hoping that Arsenal will keep him, and then, we've got a contingency of centre-backs, the likes of Holding, who will stay because he knows the Arsenal's been there from Wenger days. So I don't know what's going to happen with that situation, whether he's going to fall down the pecking order. It's all going to depend on pre-season and how these guys, prove themselves. But Ben White, for sure, I think Charles I think his name is Charles Wheatley, tweeted about this, and obviously, we've got Charles Watts, talking about this as well. So there is definitely legs in this, and hopefully we will hear something in the next coming weeks, and Arsenal will go back in with an improved bid. I believe that his agents have been at Conley speaking with Edu, so talks are in progress at the moment. So this one looks like it is a goer, and all the sport outlets are talking about Sky Sports and everybody else. So this one definitely has legs, and I would put it as a very good chance that we will end up getting Ben White at the Arsenal. As I said, this hopefully won't jeopardise his William Saliba's situational place in the team, and that hopefully these guys will come through together and hopefully do something for the Arsenal this season. talking about Lukonga, who Arsenal had put in a bid for 13 million. He plays for Anderlecht, Belgium international, young international, 21, under 21. That bid was also rejected. But again, Arsenal are very serious about getting this guy. And it looks like they will go back in for another bid. I think Anderlecht want around about 17 million pounds for him. So again, let's watch his space. You know, he's raw, he's young, untested, but untried. But this guy has a lot of potential as a central midfielder. And so Arsenal definitely look like they're going to get this guy as well. So just look out concerning that. And, you know, it's just good to know now that things are starting to pick up now. You know, we're hearing a lot more news now in terms of movements regarding Arsenal. You know, Mavropanos, he looks like he's going to be on his way out, and they're looking. I think around about the £7 million mark to Stuttgart. He was away on loan, but he's come back. But Arsenal are looking to actually get rid of Mavropanos, another centre back. Had potential, but just didn't make it in Arsenal. He was constantly out on loan. He just didn't make the first team at all. I think he played maybe 3 or 4 times for the Arsenal, but other than that, yes, he just didn't cut it at Arsenal. So there is a deal. They're talking about that. This deal is very close, according to Charles Watt. The deal is very close with Stuttgart, and then hopefully, you know, we're talking around about the £7 million mark. Also, talking about other players that you know, looking to get sort of rid of. You're talking about Kolasinac, Sead Kolasinac. You know, he's linked with Napoli and I think it's Lazio. I think I think Arsenal want to sell him for probably around about €4 million. It's about £3.5 million. He's been with Arsenal too long, and this happens all the time. I've got someone at the door. Please excuse me while I attend to this. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. I've got to stop recording near my front door. So I've given the secret away. I'm recording near my front door. Another package has come from, you name it. I'm not going to say their names, but you know what I'm talking about. So let me carry on what I'm doing now. So basically, Mavropanos looks like obviously he's going to be going to Stuttgart for £7 million. Sead Kolasinac, Bellerin. These are players that we need to get out. We need to get funds in for these guys. You know, Bellerin, you know, he's been linked with a new number of clubs. We're still trying our best to get out of Granit Xhaka out. At the moment, there's stalemate with Roma. You know, I think they've offered 15 million quid. Roma have offered 15 million quid. And basically, at the end of the day, because they've offered 15 million pounds, Arsenal have rejected that bid. So therefore, what's going to be happening is that I've got someone bothering me. I've really, listen, here, take this.
Oh, they did come.
Sorry, can you please leave? I'm trying to record, thank you. I'll tell you this, listen, you got to excuse me. This one is one of my unprofessional ones. I've got my missus talking in the background. As I said, Bellingham we need to get rid of. As Granit Xhaka we need to get rid of. You know, £15 million, just let him go. Come on, Arsenal, just let him go, man. Why are you holding out for more? If this deal gets scuppered, I don't want to know that Granit Xhaka now is going to be staying at Arsenal, and then we don't get our targets. Cannot be happening. Please, Granit, please, Arsenal, just take the guy and let's get out of here, okay? Right, so yeah, so with regards to that, so let's just kind of get myself. I've just lost all. Oh, this is mad. But anyway, let me get my things about. Let me just get myself together here. Right, okay. Guendouzi. He's also going to be on his way out, going to Marseille possibly. They're in talks with him. He's another player. You know, we're not going to get much for him. Maybe around about 10 million, if that. So, you know, he's looking like he's going to end up leaving. So there's a lot of players. I mean, we can raise a lot of funds. We've also got £130 million loan from Barclays that will go towards signings as well. So obviously on top of that and selling the players or those, you know, those players that we don't need, you know, we could have a decent transfer budget, but we got to make sure we get those players out. So far at the moment, Mavropanos is he's going to be on his way out. Side Klasnach, hopefully he will be gone. We're just hoping that the Roma deal situation with Granit Xhaka gets sorted out. If we get anywhere near to around about the £18 million mark, maybe Arsenal are holding out for about 20 million, but who knows? Let's see what happens in that situation. Now, there's another one I want to look at, and this is, let's just find it. And that's obviously the goalkeeping situation. Obviously, Unana from Ajax, who's currently at the moment, is suspended and won't play until, I think, November. Arsenal are also interested in him. They're also interested in trying to get Matt Ryan back, but he has got a lot of admirers as well. So that's going to be really difficult. I mean, I think Matt Ryan is 29. He's going to want first team football. We've been linked with the Sheffield United goalkeeper who I spoke about yesterday, and Ramsdale, and he, you know, Sheffield United are asking for £20 million plus. Now I'm thinking to myself, you know, all right, he got relegated with Sheffield United, and I'm just thinking, and before he went to Sheffield United, he was with Bournemouth. So Sheffield United bought him for Bournemouth. He got relegated with Bournemouth. So it's one of those tough ones. You know, listen, it's probably about the eye test. All right, the fact that, yes, he's been relegated with these clubs doesn't mean to say that he's a bad goalkeeper. But it looks like Arsenal are interested in him. Are they going to pay £20 million for Ramsdale's services? It's another one that, you know, they're looking at. But Arsenal on a whole, I'm just talking, I think they want around about 4 to 5 players to come in. And it's not just about squad players. It's about players coming in, challenging the other players for their places and making Arsenal a much better side. Now, one player that could really turn this around, and we talked about this yesterday, and that's Maddison, James Maddison, fantastic player who plays for Leicester currently. Just recently signed an extension, so I think he's got 3 years left on his contract. Now, he ain't gonna come cheap, but right now he's at the top of Arsenal's wish list, and it's said that Arsenal are very interested in James Maddison. Now, to prize this guy away, you're talking about 60 million plus. That's the sort of money that we're going to be talking about. Last season, I can't remember which club came in for him. I'm not too sure it was, but it was turned down. I think a bid of 70 million came in and it was turned down by Leicester. Now, I'm hoping that it won't go to that kind of level this year, but you know, there's talk and rumours, again, as I said yesterday, a bit of a falling out between him and Brendan Rodgers. But Arsenal are very interested in him. Arteta does like this player. He has got goals in him. You know, he can play in that number 10 role, or he can play in that number 8 role where he comes from deep and scores. He does score goals, which is really good. He had a very good goal tally last season. So I'm just hoping, you know, yeah, people are saying about his injury prone, but I was listening to another podcast or I think, I can't remember, I think it was, it wasn't part of it, was the Guna Talk, I think it was. And he was basically saying that over the 3 seasons that he's had only 13 injuries. So over a 3-year period, he's only had 13 injuries, which is not bad at all if you average it out over those 3 years. So yes, there's that notion that he's always injured. Yes, he had a hip injury, and I think he had a knee injury And last season was a hip injury, and I think this season was a knee injury. But I'm hoping and praying that Arsenal can get this guy. He will be great. He's a good friend of Saka, and if he could come to the Arsenal, that would be just absolutely fabulous. Leicester are known for selling some of their prize assets, but this one is going to take a lot. Now, as I said, Arsenal would need to sell an awful lot of players in order for this deal to happen. So interest is there, but at the moment, maybe this will gather some pace a bit later on, in the transfer. But listen, hopefully this can happen. Now, there's a player who plays for I can't remember the name of the club, but he's the Italian midfielder. Let's remember his name. If I can find his name. He scored 2 goals yesterday, and he was just absolutely brilliant. Now, I'll tell you what. Now there are going to be a lot of clubs. Locatelli, Manuel Locatelli. There's going to be a lot of clubs that are going to be interested in. The figure they were talking about was around about the 35 million pound mark. I think it's around about the 35 million pound mark. Now, the thing is, after that performance yesterday against Switzerland, mate, fantastic brace for him. And Switzerland winning that game. I mean, it's Italy winning that game 3-0. This guy's in terms of his the money now, he's going to be worth a lot. He's going to be worth a lot. Put another 10 million on top of that. Now, he's Italian. The most likely place he would likely to go is probably Juve, because Allegri are very much interested in the guy. He plays already in the actual Italian league, Serie A, and I just think that if he's going to go anywhere, Italians don't really normally come to England. Not very few of them do normally come to England. Arsenal were showing interest in him, but I just cannot see him coming to Arsenal. He'll probably end up going to Juventus. But listen, fantastic attacking midfielder, and you could just see there what he did yesterday against Switzerland. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, all in all, the good thing about this is that the season, in terms of the transfer window, is starting to move. Arsenal have now got in the car and switched the key on, or the ignition on, and we are about to roll. Now, hopefully, we will see at least one, if it's somebody going out, just see some deal happen. Hopefully the Mavropanos one might be the likely one to happen first. As I said, they're gaining back for Ben White. Lokongo, they're also looking to go back in. So those two are mostly the likely two that we will get in at the moment. But we are linked with other midfielders. Obviously, Odegaard is with Real Madrid at the moment. Arsenal still want him. But I wouldn't be paying that 50 million for him. Do you know what I mean? There was talk that Real Madrid were thinking about, and the Smith Rowe situation with Aston Villa putting in a 25 million bid. What a cheek. But there was talk about maybe Smith Rowe being a part of the deal with Odegaard. But now, Smith Rowe ain't going nowhere. We just need to sort out his deal. They're at the moment currently, in contract talks with him to extend his contract to a 5-year deal. So hopefully that will be sorted out. Smith Rowe is the future of Arsenal, so we got to make sure that we hold on to this guy. We're not here to be selling our best players. No way, no how. So there's a lot happening, and let me just apologise for the interruption this evening. The interruption from the mailman, Amazon, and the interruption from my missus. But it is what it is. This is live. As I'm doing it, it's live. So I do apologise for it. But listen, things are starting to move concerning Arsenal. We just need to get the right players in. As I said, if we can start sorting out that midfield, and after the midfield, in terms of a defensive midfield, an attacking midfielder, also and maybe a number 10, we need to be looking at a right back. We also need to be looking at a left back as well. So there's a number of players. Arsenal's talking around about 5 players that they're looking to get in. There's also, I forgot to say also, Eddie Nketiah doesn't look like he's going to sign an extension, and it's looking likely that we are going to sell him. Again, we're not going to get that kind of money. He only's got 1 year left on his contract. So anywhere between 10 and 15 million pounds. If we can get that, great. It goes to the transfer budget. So, you know, we'll have to sit and wait and see how this all goes. There's a lot of players that we need. When I heard the list of players that was mentioned in terms that needs to come off our books, and the sort of money that we can raise from that. I mean, if we look at those individually and see what money we can raise with the 130 million pounds that we got from the Barclays loan to go towards signings, then we can have a decent summer. And I do think that Arsenal will spend big. Listen, the Cronkies need to stop talking. As I said, they need to stop talking. They need to put their hands in their pockets and start doing something now. So hopefully we'll start seeing something in the next coming days and coming weeks. Again, guys, I'd like to thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're new, subscribe, like, share, and I will see you on the next Transfer Daily. Take care.